and the Chocolate Factory, the new musical, is coming to Manila this July, and the gentleman behind it is with us today. He is a 7-time Tony Award-winning producer and co-founder of Broadway International Group and Broadway Asia, whose productions have toured to over 400 cities in more than 60 countries. He's behind shows from The Producers and Hairspray to Back to the Future and Stomp. And soon in Manila, Roald Dahl's Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, the new musical. Joining us now is Marc Routh, the producer for Marc Routh Productions, Inc. and Broadway Asia International. Welcome to Manila, Marc, and welcome to the program.
Thanks. Great to be here.
All right, so what brings you here 5 months to the new musical of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory?
Yeah, I'm here working on some of the marketing and publicity and you know the other functions that we have to do to get ready to bring the show here. We're very excited to come to the Manila market.
And what is the Manila market looking like for you? The audience makeup, what kind of an audience market is it really compared with the other cities where you've toured Charlie and the Chocolate Factory?
You know, it's a very strong market. There are two markets where my company actually takes risk financially, and that's Hong Kong and Manila. And partly it's because we can speak the language, but partly it's because we trust the market and that it's strong, and there's a really committed theater-going audience. In the China market, where we play a lot of dates on this tour, it's a little more adventurous for us to go there because some of those markets just aren't as established as places where people go regularly to see the theater.
Interesting you make a mention of Hong Kong and Manila as risks and mainland China or Chinese mainland as adventurous markets. I mean, what are the metrics for this? What are you finding are the metrics that would make you say it's going to be a success?
Well, it's interesting. I mean, partly I would say what happens in China for us is that it's just a developing market. Here it's more mature, and so the presenters don't have as much experience. The theaters don't have as much history of presenting this style of theater and a consumable in the marketplace for the regular audience, basically.
A mature market for the Philippines. I mean, there are some who say that we're an exporter performers sort of market,
yes, well, that's
versus
true.
Being a serious audience market. But what are you finding now that you're bringing your production here? Is there a sort of a shift going on between performer and audience?
Well, first of all, I do think that there's an incredible number of performers who come from the Philippines, and we get to see them on Broadway and the West End. So. In fact, my next brand new show, The World's Greatest Lover, which opens in London in April, we have a great Filipino actor, Joaquim Valdez, who's joining us in the cast. So there's always great performers that are exported from the Philippines. But in terms of bringing shows here, what we found is that market, even in the last, 5 years, has really matured so that it's just healthier. There's more people who are interested in purchasing tickets, and maybe the purchasing power is greater. I'm not sure about that, but we're getting a very enthusiastic response. The last major production that we brought here to the Philippines was The Sound of Music, and that was a great success for us.
That's interesting that you mention ticketing prices, because people are understandably cautious right now with the slowing economic growth because of the corruption scandal in government. People are wanting to spend on basics. Beyond basics, I mean, they'd put that off. What are you finding now in the ticket purchases for Charlie and the Chocolate Factory?
It's interesting about the purchase of tickets. I think, yes, it's a luxury. Obviously, you have to have food and clothing and a place to live first and foremost. But after that, I think that, people do value entertainment and the ability, especially in the world we're living in, to take a break and sort of immerse yourself in the world of a musical and of that joy and that sort of wonderful the wonderful talents of the performers and the cast and the writing and all of that.
Have you done up the costing, though? I mean, the next kind of level of entertainment that Filipinos can enjoy according to their budget, and how that compares with the musicals that you do stage in Broadway or the West End?
The economics that we're working with are the touring economics. So the cost of the production part of it is really been amortized over the whole entire run, in terms of our production. So when we bring the show to Manila, we don't have to like think about sort of exactly what the Manila market can afford in terms of the ticket price. We've already figured out, how it will work by amortizing that over an entire run, because this particular tour plays Abu Dhabi in the Middle East, it plays Singapore, it plays Malaysia, as well as many dates in China and Hong Kong. And so the cost has already been sort of solved to some degree, and then the question is, what can this market afford? And we have to do that based on the economics of what does the theater cost, what is the local labor cost, and all of it works out. The margin's thin, but it's doable.
The margin's thin. Where is
well,
it most costly?
It's always thin, in bringing theater to the world because, our labor costs are high, just in general, and then there's I think one of the things that's happened lately is that the cost of freight has gone up, substantially just based on the market conditions. So, all of those things have an impact on the bottom line because we're just, like I said, pretty thin.
The cost of bringing in a production here and the ease, if I may, the ease of bringing a production here, how does that compare with other countries, given that we do have some tax regimes to hurdle?
Yeah. I think it's no different than the other markets in my experience. I mean, yes, there are those challenges, but we have our local partners like GMG who help solve some of those issues for us.
So it is very important to get a good local partner and really recreate that ecosystem for yourself.
That's right. That's right.
I mean, if you say it's a mature market, how mature is the ecosystem for the whole live entertainment industry here?
I mean, we've been bringing shows to the Philippines for many, many years. The last show that we originated here was actually a production of Cinderella starring Lea Salonga, but that was 2008, so quite a long time ago. So, we've been working regularly here, as you said, exporting performers, but also, even creating shows. That particular show we rehearsed here, and it was the world premiere of that production.
Is there an intention to import our own performers that you export? I mean, Joaquin is performing in London.
Yeah.
Do you have that kind of a strategic plan of bringing them back here so that Filipinos can see them in their home country?
Well, yeah, and we had the wonderful experience with Sound of Music that we were able to invite a couple of Filipino performers to join us in the show, and we have that surprise coming up for Charlie. I'm not ready to announce it yet,
Okay.
but we will have one of your beloved Filipino stars join us in a featured role in the show.
We'll wait on that. But are there any other productions that you're laying out there that's going to include Manila in the global tour?
Absolutely. World's Greatest Lover, which has its great world premiere, will absolutely come to this market. We're looking forward to bringing it. And we have many, many, many others that we're in discussions to bring. But as I said, I feel like Manila is a very welcoming market, the Philippines. And so, we'll have many exciting shows to bring in the coming years.
All right. Good luck on the musical in 5 months. Thank you so much,
Thank
Marc.
you so much.
Appreciate
Yeah,
the
take
time.
care. Thank you.
And that was Marc Routh of the Marc Routh Productions.